ìyàwó akẹ́ bàbá akẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n akẹ́ àbúrò akínyìn pé àpòbójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí ọ̀dẹ̀ ọ̀dàbí àti wá gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń wá àti dé gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe máa ń dé ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí torí wípé nǹkan tuntun nǹkan àrà òun la fẹ́ gbéyẹ̀wò ní ọjọ́ títí òní tó dẹ̀ máa ṣe wá ní àǹfààní fún ìtẹ̀síwájú orílẹ̀-èdè wa ìlú wa ìgbésí ayé àwọn ìran wa tó tún ń bọ̀ tí ọ̀hún tí ì dé kí Ọlọ́run kó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ nírọ̀rùn òun ni a fẹ́ sọ ní ọjọ́ títí òní máa pe bàbá mi àròpọ̀ ire àyọkúrò ibi kán bá wà bí kán bá wà bí gbóhùn sókè so that wọ́n máa lè introduce gbogbo àwọn àlejò wa àlejò jàǹkànjàǹkàn tí a ní lọ́jọ́ títí òní kọ́lọ́run kó ṣe dáadáa fún wa bàbá àròpọ̀ ire ṣe wà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Thank you so much, my able president, Dr. Sabi Topshow. God bless you, ma'am. And I want to say, welcome each and every one of us to this great program today. And once again, this is Yoruba World Media all over the world. We are representing the voice of Yoruba descendants wherever we are all over the world. And this program is going to be like 2 parts in English and Yoruba, so that our upcoming generation, our children will be able to understand exactly what we are trying to portray today. So today we are not alone. First and foremost, let me say, we want to welcome our daddy, father, the father of children. I don't know, maybe he cannot even count all his children all over the world no more. In person of Professor Banji Akintoye. And the second person that we are going to call today is the one exactly that want to ask questions from our Baba. Maybe you want to ask Baba, Baba, are you a politician? Well, how are you? How is your relationship with late Pa Awolowo? What comes up when the Constitution is being written? What are you guys doing? Because you are once a senator and all that. Please find something beside your seat and make sure you send this program to someone that love his generation. In person of Dr. Akinyemi Agbede, upcoming senator for United States of America, represented California. You are all welcome. And as well as I'm going to introduce my Alaaji, my one and able Alaaji. Alaaji Alagbala, the Ilori Afajas. You will hear a lot of things from him today. And I'm going to go directly to our able secretary in Yoruba World Media, Mr. Fatai Oguntori Bidosi. You are welcome, sir. We appreciate you. And also Prince Obert Olushola Anyanfe Olorun Owonifari. That's a long name. You are welcome, sir. I love your glasses. Maybe I will come and borrow it because I have a party coming up. And as well as our Akalamabo, that is Mr. Emmanuel. You are welcome, brother. We greet you. And I'm recognizing my able brother from United Kingdom, Olugbedu, the only magazine that you will never love to miss at all. And as well, my daddy. I love this name concerning Omoto Boriowo and his nickname now, Ajabale Tutu Omabori Shit. You are welcome, my brother. And as well, our queen, our mother. Whenever I see this woman, I'm always happy and rejoice because she's a mother indeed. Hajia Queen Allah, you welcome. And my brother, I will never forget my brother. I said some time ago that I need this kind of baby. Osha Adetunji Ishola. You are welcome, my brother. God bless you. And more so, our mommy, not the least, Asha Atishe Ilewa. You are all welcome. Now, I want us to listen to our daddy to say something to us, to greet us. Next will be Dr. Akinwumi Agbede, and the spokesperson, Alhaji Alagbala, will speak after, just to say hi to everybody. Daddy, we are listening to you, sir. Babawa Banji Akintoye. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, I say hi to all my people across the world, at home in Nigeria and in other parts of the world. I say hello to you all. As always, I must repeat this one thing because it is love that is making me do the things that I'm doing for the Yoruba nation, because I love the Yoruba nation. And it is not a superficial kind of love. It's love born out of the whole life of studying the Yoruba nation. I love you all, and I must add, as I always add, without exception. Ekaleo, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I love that phrase. I love that phrase, the love. Yeah. You're welcome, Baba. And long life by God's grace. Dr. Akiwumi, can you please say hi to everybody all over the world?
Yeah. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all over the world, wherever you're watching us. My name is Akintoye Agbede, and I'm from Nigeria, but right now I live in America. Thanks so much.
Okay, Akiwumi Agbede. That's a
So,
lot.
Akintoye Agbede.
Akinyemi. Everybody wants you to woo me. I don't know why. Likewise me. Okay, Akintoyemi and Agbede. Wow, that's lovely name. Now let us take the ball to Babawa, the spokesperson to Professor Banji Akintoye in abroad. So, speak up, sir.
Yes, my greetings to all Yorubas in diaspora and at home, as I welcome you to this interactive session between Baba and our incoming senator. Thank you for having us, Yoruba World Media, and it's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I will now go back to my president, Dr. Sabi in Yoruba. Can you please take it up? Thank you. Dr. Sabi. Unmute yourself, ma.
Yeah, ẹ ṣé gan ni, ẹ má bínú sí mi, mo kí gbogbo lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, àbẹ́yìn tẹ́ tún máa wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa náà, ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí, ẹ bá wa pín síbi tó yẹ kí a pín sí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí a fẹ́ gbéyẹ̀wò lọ́jọ́ títí òní, wọ́n ní kí a ṣe ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, ká tún sọ ní èdè Yorùbá. Bàbá mi àti ìyá mi ẹ máa bá wa kà lọ, torí pé kí ni ṣẹ́rí ìta ń ṣe lọ́jọ́ títí òní, ó níbi tó yẹ kó dé. Ó yẹ kó ti débẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, nǹkan kan ló dá nǹkan kan dúró. Kó wá lè yé wa dáadáa sí, òun ló fà á tí a máa fi máa, àti àwọn tí a pè wá náà, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa fi máa kún, ẹ má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì nìkan, ẹ bá wa máa mú sí àárín ẹ̀, sódà tó máa jẹ́ home and abroad. Àwọn tó wà ní ilé náà, àwọn náà á lè máa bá wa lọ nínú ẹ̀mí lórí nǹkan tá a máa sọ. Kò ní jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bá tó wá ṣe pé àwa ní Yorùbá World Media bọ̀, ó yé àwa fúnra wa kí ni pàtàkì tí òyìnbó fẹ́ fi wáyé lórí ètò yìí lọ́jọ́ títí òní. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ má pe Dr. Agbede kán bá wa open club, torí àwa máa fi ọwọ́ lẹ́rọ̀ ni. Ó ní àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Akintoye, tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé àwọn agbẹnusọ wọn náà, àwọn náà wà ní ìkàlẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, Dr. Agbede.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Sabi. My name once again is Akintoye Agbede, and right now I'm in America. And as I said before, I'm originally from Nigeria. Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, Nigeria, which I am very proud of. Now, Prof, how are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm doing great, Prof. Yeah, God bless you. Yeah, welcome. So, Prof, I believe that in Nigeria of today, there are 3 major tribes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Of the 3 major tribes, which tribe do you belong to?
I belong to the Yoruba. I don't call my Yoruba people a tribe. We are not a tribe. We are a nation. I belong to the Yoruba nation.
Okay, so that's what you, as an individual, that's what you can classify it, right? Correct?
Yeah, well, we Yoruba are not a tribe at all by any measure of human existence on this continent, in Africa. In fact, on this planet, nobody can call a people like the Yoruba people a tribe. We are not a tribe.
Okay. When talking about elders in Yoruba land right now, I believe that you are among them. Is that correct?
Yes, of course, yes. That's by the grace of God.
Thank you so much. Then the question is, why is it that about 96% of the so-called elders in the Yoruba land right now uses their fellow people in Yoruba land to make rituals for money, to maintain their popularity and fame? Is that correct? Okay, okay, let me repeat my question. I said about 96% of the so-called elders in Yoruba land right now uses their fellow people in Yoruba land to make rituals for money, to maintain their popularity and fame. Is that correct?
I think you are exaggerating. Yes, some people do that, and it is not necessarily the elders. Young people do it. Old people do it. It's part of the diseases of Nigeria that has passed into the life of the Yoruba people. The Yoruba believe very strongly that God is the creator of human life. Olodumare, the creator of human life, and therefore we Yoruba don't tamper with human life. But we've been through this 60-something years in a barbarous country. And a lot of...
Daddy, I'm sorry, I need to interrupt. Sorry, sir. There's no voice. There's no voice on YouTube. Koiki Media. Send the message. There's no voice. Baba Omoboriowo, can you come in to check the voice, please?
Daddy, ẹ máa bá ọ̀rọ̀ yín bọ̀, bàbá. Ẹ máa bá ọ̀rọ̀ yín bọ̀. Wọ́n máa re-upload ẹ̀ later. Wọ́n á re-upload the recorded fashion.
Yes, as I was saying, that is an aberration that has passed into the life of the Yoruba people from Nigeria. Nigeria is the home of things like that. But it is not true that you cannot tell what percentage of Yoruba people are involved in it. It's just a small group, but it does happen.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Now, you mentioned the word Nigeria.
Dr. Akiwumi Agbede, please, I'll cut you off. I want that question to rephrase in Yoruba. Because of our people, that question might look like maybe, oh, I've read that somewhere. And the response of our Baba as well, Dr. Sabi, the question is that Dr. Akiwumi Agbede said, Akiyemi, thank you for the correction as well. Dr. Akiyemi Agbede asked our Baba that 96% of the Yoruba descendant uses a human being for ritual into making money or to have fame and all that. And Baba responded that when we are talking about this, it has nothing to do with elderly person alone. And for me, this happened. This has been happening for centuries. It is not only about Yoruba. This has nothing about Yoruba. So, Dr. Sabi, will you try to tell our people in Yoruba for that question? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Mo kí mo bolé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ̀yin bàbá ẹ̀yin ìyá gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe sọ wípé ètò tí èmi ó máa wọnú ara wọn lórí ọjọ́ iwájú. According to my brother Koiki White Lion, gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́n ṣe máa ń sọ wípé èdè ọjọ́ Wednesday mi ò mọ̀ bóyá òun náà ń pè lọ́jọ́ ẹ má bínú ẹ bá mi túmọ̀ ẹ lọ. Èdè Wednesday 5th of July 2023 wọ́n lóhun brother mi ni. So that ká lè ní record fún nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Ó ní àwọn bàbá wa Dr. Agbede, wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Akintoye wípé àwọn
There is
àgbà.
an interjection noise. Who is it that is trying to distract? Please mute. Put yourself, please. Akalamago, I think the noise is coming from you. Please.
Yeah, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Yeah, wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kí a rí wọn pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́. Professor Banji Akintoye tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ pé orúkọ wọn. Nígbà kan rí àti nísinsìnyí tí a wà yìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí pé àwọn àgbàlagbà àti ọmọ kékeré wọ́n máa ń fi àwọn èèyàn ṣe oògùn owó tàbí wọ́n máa ń jí àwọn èèyàn gbé yálà ọmọ kékeré tàbí àgbàlagbà tàbí omi tán. Báwo ló ṣe rí? Báwo ló ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣó yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Bàbá dá wọn lóhùn wípé ìlú ẹ̀ pé bóyá àwọn àgbàlagbà ọ̀hún sọ wípé wọ́n kọ orúkọ àwọn kan wípé àwọn tó ń ṣerú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn o àwọn àgbàlagbà ló ń ṣe aṣàgbàlagbà tọmọ kékeré náà àwọn là ń ká gbogbo orú nǹkan báyìí là ń ká mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ní ìgbà ìwáṣẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa ta jẹ́ Yorùbá ta ṣe mọ̀ ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó burú jáì nínú àṣà àti ìṣe wa tí ò dẹ̀ kọ́ mọ̀. Wọ́n ní ẹni tó fi àrán borí aṣọ ìtàgé ẹni tó ṣe kinní kan a máa ń sá fún nǹkan ẹ̀gbin gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe paramọ́lẹ̀ wa àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà akọ̀rọ̀wọ̀ sí bọ̀ láyé tá a wà yìí sìn àrílì mọ kí ló fà bọ̀ àtúmọ̀ ní òdì kejì náà wípé nǹkan náà ló fà táwọn nǹkan yẹn náà tó fi ń ṣẹlẹ̀ bọ́ àmọ́ bí tí Dr. Agbede tó ń gbé àwọn bàbá lọ lórí question tó tró yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa bá ètò lọ ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Yes, my answer is one. They claim that 96% of any group of people in Yoruba land are doing that is a gross exaggeration. It is not true. Secondly, the statement that it is done only by the elders is also not true. It's done at every level of society. And finally, my statement about it is that this is one of the aberrations that have passed into the life of the Yoruba people from being part of Nigeria. It is the poverty, the hopelessness that is pushing all sorts of people to look for means of survival at all costs. Traditionally, we Yoruba were known worldwide as great respecters of human life. But now we have lived in Nigeria for 60 years and we have been brutalized and pauperized very viciously. And so all sorts of things are happening among us, which is one reason why our young people are saying they want their own country. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Prof, you mentioned the word poverty, at least twice or thrice, in your statements. So let me quickly give you an example, because I was told that it is even your own people that is inflicting that poverty upon their own people. Let me give you a quick example. Like last year, that was 2022. The then President of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, gave all the states in Nigeria money in order to help their small entrepreneurship, like maybe people doing tailoring, barbing salon, everything. I said last year, 2022, the then President of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, gave all the states in Nigeria, all the state governors in Nigeria money to give to their people. Prof, can you believe that only, and I have evidences, only the Yoruba governors did not, I repeat, did not follow what Buhari said that they should use their money for. Okay, let me now. The money is to be given to people that are upcoming, people that are maybe you want to use it for for their business, small business. No, okay. Buhari gave 3,000 people in this state, 3,000 people in this state to be given 3.5 million. Are you hearing me, Prof? To be giving 3.5 million naira each to 3,000 people. Will you believe that the governors of all the states in the Southwest did not follow that thing? Whereas they are just giving their people 100, they give 100 people instead of 3,000 people, and they give them 1,000 naira. What can you say to that, Prof?
Let us get these things clear. The tendency for all the policies in Nigeria are towards pauperizing the people more and more. Occasionally, in order to play to the international audience, Buhari might say, oh, we are giving X asset to particular persons, and so on and so forth. But the truth is that Buhari doesn't have his part in anything that reduces the poverty of the people. No, the poverty of the group that he belongs to is
what I'm saying, Prof.
Make people poorer so that they will be.
What I'm saying is that
so that they easier. The policy of the group that he belongs to is that people should be made poorer so that they become more amenable to control by the rulers. That's the policy that he believes in deeply. He might the result is that he will say he gave money to some people, but the truth of the matter is, in Nigeria, what you see is not what is there.
No, Prof, let me what I'm trying to say.
Our leaders, our rulers go and steal food in refugee camps, in internally displaced refugee camps, and sell it.
Sorry. So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is that why is it that only only the Southwest governors did not follow what Buhari said that they should use the money for. That did not follow. The northern states, the eastern states, they follow. They gave it to their people, but the Southwest governors did not follow. That is, instead of them to give their people 3.5 million each to be given to 3,000 people. They did not follow it. Why?
3.5 million each. Each state is about 3.5 million each. Those who borrowed, did they give it to their people?
No, it's not borrowed.
You don't.
It's not borrowed. I said
no. You are a by far. You need to understand the realities of Nigeria. Those governors, other parts of Nigeria, who went and borrowed the money, did they give it to their people?
This time around, Prof. This time around, the money is not borrowed. It's not borrowed. It's not borrowed. But it just gave the governors to be given to their people, to their states.
It is borrowed grant, whether it is a loan or a grant, it doesn't matter. The money comes into the possession of the governors. How many governors in Nigeria will really give it to anybody? But for themselves. Why do we want to relate the Yoruba governors and Ilorin? Whereas what they have done is what every governor has done. That's the direction in Nigeria. The leaders appropriate all the benefits of society to themselves. I just mentioned an example. The international community donates money to a refugee camp. Nigerian leaders go and take the resources from there and go to sell it and keep the money for themselves. That's the way Nigeria is. And that's why thoughtful people like me are scared about Yoruba people continuing to be part of Nigeria.
I would like you to give to narrate how it works and all that. But I've already said the same.
I hope I made myself clear.
No, you did not, Prof.
You know, in some quarters, international quarters, the 3.5 million for a number of people in each state. Have they ever investigated one person in their state? Any of the money?
But it was only the Southwest government that did not follow that directives. But the eastern governors and the other governors, they followed the directives. They gave the money to their people. But my question is, what is the money is to help. The money is to help all these small people, all these small entrepreneurship people, in order to boost their businesses. But it was only the Southwest governors, the Yoruba government,
are doing businesses as a result of this 3.5 million. How many in Nigeria?
Each to be given to 3,000 people.
Dr. Agredesa.
Many states are known to be doing any business with the 3.5 million. Okay. That was not 3.5 million to anybody.
Dr. Agredesa.
Let's
yeah. Are you saying this based on an actual fact statement?
Yes, correct.
Or
correct. Yes.
So
correct, yes.
There is a proof that every other governor, except the Yorubas, disbursed the money judicially.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Yes.
Can I also ask
the northern governors,
there is no such proof. There is no such information that every other government gave the money to their people, but the Yoruba government didn't give. There is no such information anywhere.
I'm not aware of it.
It's conjecture.
Okay. Because
Yoruba people themselves will say that. Yoruba people themselves will say that about their governors, and the rest of the world might believe that, end up believing it. Because Yoruba people we have been told that it is we have been told that people outside here so when people outside hear what the Yoruba people are saying about their own governor, they go on and repeat it. It is not true. It is not true.
In addition, Dr. Agbede, are you aware of the humanitarian package by the ex-humanitarian minister and the fact that majority of these were disbursed in the north?
Okay. Let's do that. Now, Prof. Let us, Prof. What happened to Nigeria? Let's flash back. Let us start from 1980 to be precise. 19 to be precise. We can recollect really well that our naira is even more valuable than the dollar. Prof, is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes. In 1979, if I put my naira to the bank to buy dollars, I will get $1.2.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, we were being told that it was during Babangida regime, 1984, that our naira started falling. Is that correct?
That what? I didn't hear you clearly.
I said it was during Babangida regime, 1984, that our naira started falling. Is that correct?
It started to fall after 1983.
Yes, sir. It was during the Shagari administration that it started coming down.
Started to fall even under Shagari.
Yes.
By the time
Shagari.
I was in the Senate.
Thank you.
And I think that by the time we finished in Senate at the end of 1983, October 1983, the naira had fallen terribly.
Thank you, Prof.
And it has continued to fall ever since then.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Prof. Thank you, Prof. We have been told that the major player in sponsoring Babangida into power. You know the major player?
The major player in what?
The major player in sponsoring Babangida into power. Into power. You know the major player?
I didn't get that.
Okay. Who? Okay,
the major player bringing Babangida to power?
Yes, correct. In 1982, yes. Who's the major player?
Well, yeah, there are some, but it's civilians who helped. For instance, people say it's Abiola and so on. Yeah, MKO.
I think you are correct. I think you are correct. Yeah. MKO, Abiola, yes. Yeah. And we have been told that because of the selfish interest of Abiola, that because we were told that Buhari administration then they confiscated his newsprints that he imported from abroad for his Concord newspaper. Is that correct?
Let me say something about Abiola. I was one of the leaders around Chief Awolowo, or the young leaders around Chief Awolowo, who created the Unity Party of Nigeria. And I remember, and the Unity Party of Nigeria is the most democratic in policy making in the history of Africa. Abiola was opposed to us. He was giving large amounts of money to the NPN. Yes. And when they came to power, they began to share a lot of Nigerian money. And the currency began to plummet. And poverty entered into Nigeria. The corruption was so enormous that it laid the foundation of a culture of corruption that nobody has ever been able to deal with. Nobody can deal with it. So that's Abiola, but that's one person.
Thank you.
The overwhelming majority of Yoruba leaders, Yoruba politicians, Yoruba young men like me, we were promoting the most people-oriented policy for Nigeria ever. By 1979, I was one of those. I wrote the manifesto of the Unity Party of Nigeria. Okay, and I have always been very proud about that.
You mentioned
we were going to make Nigeria a working country where the opportunities will be spread to among all the people. That's what we were going to do.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
And we were opposed very vigorously.
Thank you, Prof.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, Prof. You mentioned the 1999. So let's jump into that. About the national constitution, what is your take about it? About the national constitution, what's your take about it?
Nobody who is minutely serious will regard the 1999 constitution as a constitution. It's a forgery, outright forgery. The military ruler gathered a handful of people in his office, and they wrote a constitution. And he went and decreed it to law, and wrote a memo to put it before the public and say, we Nigerians have decided this is the constitution we want. Nobody ever contributed to it. And we have been saying that since then. But Nigeria is a place where such an evil happens. There is no way of correcting it. There is none. The people who control the affairs of Nigeria love corruption and crookedness. And so when a piece of crookedness of that magnitude has been foisted on the nation, nobody can correct it. You can shout until the sun comes falling down. Okay. No, you are not going to get any success.
Okay, Prof, thanks so much. Now, that constitution just mentioned is it not when they are making the constitution? It's not jointly made, that is with the affairs of the northern, the eastern, and the Yoruba people. They jointly made that constitution.
No, I didn't get that.
I said about the Nigerian constitution. When they are making that constitution, it's not. Is it not that they make it jointly adopted it? That is between among the Yoruba, the Igbos, the Hausas, they jointly make the constitution. Is that not correct?
That they helped the military dictator to write the constitution?
Yes, correct.
I don't know how anybody came to that kind of information. No. The information the generality of Nigeria has is that he connected a few people whom he liked. Whether they were Yoruba or Igbo, nobody exactly knows. And they wrote the constitution the way he asked them to write it. And he paid them money for it. And then he went forward to go and decree it into law without passing it to the Nigerian people. And he said that it was written by us, we Nigerians. It's an outright fraud. But if we cannot, since we have not been able to correct the fraud, there is nothing to say other than that, okay, this is the way you want to live. We Yoruba don't have to live like this with you. And so we have taken our decision, we're living. That's all.
Okay, you mentioned Yoruba now, just Yoruba now, then Yoruba. So that means you want a Yoruba nation. Is that correct?
Yeah, Yoruba nation, yes.
Yeah, that's what you okay. That's okay. Okay, what? Okay, tell the whole world, Prof, please tell the whole world why you want a Yoruba nation.
Okay, we are a civilization building people. From ancient times, from the 9th century AD, when the rest of Black Africa was living in purely rural bush existence, we Yoruba created the first urbanized society on the African continent. And we were the only urbanized people for many, many centuries. So many parts of Africa did not have towns or cities even until the British and the French came. That's one thing. So we are people who have a clear idea that we want to live dignified lives. So the second thing is this, that when in 1950s, the British created 3 regions and gave each region semi-independence and set up a government to manage the semi-independence in their region. We Yoruba immediately jumped far ahead of all the regions and created the most democratic society, the most advancing society, built more roads, more water supply for cities, and created the first free primary education of the African continent, the first of a lot of things. Yes, and our region was so prosperous that we were lending money to the federal government. Yeah, we were lending money to the federal government, and sometimes we gave them outright grants. Our civil service was the best administrative unit on the African continent. Okay, Prof, we loaned personnel to the federal government, or we gave them personnel so as to help their civil service to develop. So okay, we are not part of Nigeria really.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Prof, let me mention
out and be who we are.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Let me mention just three names, and then you're going to tell the whole world which part of Nigeria are these 3 people from. Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Wole Soyinka, and Ahmed Bola Tinubu. These people, just to name 3 people. Which part of Nigeria are they from?
They are Yoruba, right? Yes. And so what?
Okay, no.
In every society,
you are talking to the
people want good for the people.
You are talking to the whole world.
In every human society,
okay.
Again, good for the people.
Again,
like Awolowo, who devoted all his life to make the life of the people better. But there are people who don't care about the welfare of the people, and who just are pushing their own advantages.
So, Prof, again, let me mention their names again, please.
I don't need you to mention the names. What I am telling you is that the predominant tendency among Yoruba people is to work for the improvement of the quality of life of the people.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof.
I don't want anybody to deny that.
Thanks so much, Prof. So,
all right,
that,
Dr. Agbede, if you will allow me to buttress in a little bit, because we've been speaking in English, and I'm going through the comments. You know, we are doing this program, but not for ourselves, but for people out there. And yeah, so if you allow me to call Alaji Alagbala to rephrase this, to break it just a little bit in Yoruba out there for our people, and he might even throw a question to you by yourself, like, you know. All right, Mr. Alagbala, can you please come in Yoruba so that people that kind of out of context, they will know exactly what is going on right here. Thank you, sir. Benny. Èmi náà rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mo kí Dr. Agbede, mo kí bàbá wa Prof ọkọ àtúntònù. Nítòótọ́ wọ́n mú ẹyẹ bọ̀ lápò ni. Àti ìmọ̀bí tó ń lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó ń lọ sí lójú tèmi àwọn direction yìí pé ìgbà tí èèyàn bá sọ wípé tá a bá ní Nàìjíríà bàjẹ́ a lè yọ ọwọ́ Yorùbá kúrò ńbẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ṣàlàyé pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà òun ló bà Yorùbá jẹ́ o. Nítorí pé àwọn Yorùbá tí ẹ̀ ń tọ́ka sí yìí a ti ní history before kó tó di pé a dé Nàìjíríà. So gẹ́gẹ́ bí àpẹẹrẹ àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n béèrè nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn gómìnà wa ni pé àwọn owó kan wà tíjọba Buhari ṣètò, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn gómìnà Arewa wọ́n fi ṣọwọ́ sí àwọn èèyàn wọn, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n a ò rí ẹ̀rí àkọsílẹ̀ tó dájú, gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá wa pòfẹ́sọ̀ ṣe sọ pé eléyìí dàbí ẹni pé ọ̀rọ̀ àtẹnudẹ́nu àhesọ ni, àti wípé gbogbo àwọn gómìnà tí ń bẹ lórí òfin Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ń ṣe gbogbo kìíní yìí o. Ṣùgbọ́n ó dàbí pé àwọn dókítà wa Agbede ọ̀rọ̀ tí Yorùbá ló kàn wọ́n dẹ̀ tẹnu mọ́ wípé àwọn gómìnà Yorùbá ṣe lè. Wọ́n tún tẹ̀síwájú, wọ́n béèrè pé ìgbà wo ni owó Nàìjíríà tí à ń lò tẹ́lẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bá a ṣe mọ̀, àwọn owó yìí ó gbé pẹ́ẹ́lí tó ju dọ́là lọ. Kódà nígbà kan owó wa tó bá ní pọ́ùn kan 2 naira ní 1 pound, tí àwọn ìyá wa sì máa ń pè ní pọ́ùn kan. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá wa jẹ́ kí ó yé Dr. Agbede pé owó yìí ò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bàjẹ́ látàyè Babangida, tí Dr. Agbede sọ pé olóògbé Abíọ́lá pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn gbòógì tó gbé sí orí ipò. Owó yìí ní tòótọ́ ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bàjẹ́ látàyè Ṣàgàrí ni. Tí a bá rántí owó tí a kọ́kọ́ ní tó surplus before first act tí wọ́n ń pè ní owó ìdòjì, owó pọ̀ débi pé surplus wọ́n béèrè pé kí la fẹ́ fi owó yìí ṣe. Ìdòjì nígbà yẹn ni finance minister ó ní kó pín owó bí wọ́n ṣe ń pín palliative fáwọn Amẹ́ríkà, wọ́n ti ṣerú ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Lẹ́yìn yẹn owó pọ̀ ńlẹ̀, Múrítàlá ó ṣọdún owó à ń pè ní first act 77, ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba Ṣàgàrí òun ni ìjọba tó wọlé tí owó yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bàjẹ́. Nítòótọ́ a rí àwọn bíi Akintoye Àdìsá, àwọn Abíọ́lá tí wọ́n tako ìgbékalẹ̀ UPN tí àwọn bàbá wa tí wọ́n ṣe ètò ẹ̀ nígbà yẹn láyé Awólọ́wọ̀, tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n tẹ̀lé àwọn ará ilẹ̀ Haúsá yìí lọ. A ò tí ì mọ nǹkan tí Dr. Àgbẹ̀dẹ wọ́n fẹ́ fàyọ níbẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ṣe ló dàbí ẹni pé wọ́n sọ pé iṣẹ́ táwọn ará bí ń ṣe yìí, ó dàbí ẹni pé àwọn Yorùbá kan wà tí wọ́n ń ṣe agbátẹrù fún wọn. Ó dàbí ẹni pé kókó ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo rò pé Dr. Àgbẹ̀dẹ ń sọ nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe máa rí. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá wa wá tẹnu mọ́ pé èyí tó ṣe pàtàkì fún wa ni pé nígbà tó ń béèrè pé kí la ṣe fẹ́ lọ, pé a ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní history, tó ń pè ní ìtàn tí ó fi hàn wá pé ta ní Yorùbá kóyìnbó tó dé. Lẹ́yìn tóyìnbó dé, ta ní Yorùbá. Lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n dà wá pọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà, báwo ni Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe. Lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n wá lọ tán, tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀, tí wọ́n ní ká rọra máa ṣe ìjọba ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn tá à ń pè ní federation, tá a ní Western region. Báwo ni Yorùbá ṣe ṣe. Eléyìí ni bàbá wa ń tẹnumọ́ pé ó fi hàn wá àwọn ìtàn yìí wípé tí Yorùbá bá ń ṣe dáadáa kóyìnbó tó dé, wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa lẹ́yìn tóyìnbó dé. Lẹ́yìn tóyìnbó dà wá pọ̀, wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa. Lẹ́yìn tóyìnbó lọ tán, tó wọ́n fún Yorùbá láyè láti ṣèjọba wọn ráńpẹ́ ní Western region. Gbogbo wa la rí, báwa la tayọ, adẹ̀gbó ta fakọyọ, tá à ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ ò tí ì ṣe. Eléyìí fi hàn wá pé nǹkan kan ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Kí ni nǹkan náà? Nàìjíríà ló sọ àwọn èèyàn wa, kò síbi téèyàn burúkú ò sí, ṣùgbọ́n arrangement Nàìjíríà yẹn ó dàbí pé òun ló ń fún àǹfààní fún àwọn èèyàn kan láàárín wa láti pàdé àpòpọ̀ máwọn ẹni tọ̀hún láti dojú ètò ìjọba wa bolẹ̀. Tí a bá lè dá dúró, ojú á kojú, tójú bá kojú, ẹnu á rí dẹ̀rẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀, àti pé a lè padà sí bí Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe ètò kí ó tó di pé àwọn kan ń ṣe agbódegbà nínú Yorùbá tó ń pàdé àpòpọ̀ mọ́ àwọn ẹ̀yà mìíràn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà lájọ ń ṣe, tí ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kò jẹ́ kí ìlọsíwájú wà. tó àwọn bàbá wa á parí ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òwe. Wọ́n ní tíná bá jó ni, tó bá jọ ọmọ ẹni, tààrẹ ni la máa kọ́kọ́ yàn. Mo rò pé tí bàbá wa ń sọ nìyẹn pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó yàtọ̀ sí èmi àti yín, ó yàtọ̀ sí agbọ́ èdè ara wa. Wọ́n á nẹ́nìkan wá láti east, ẹnìkan wá láti north, a fẹ́ràn ara wa, ṣùgbọ́n tí Yorùbá bá dá dúró, a ti rí ní tó lè bí wà. tó ìyẹn làwọn ṣe pèpè pé tí apá ò bá ṣe sán o, àáká lórí, tíwájú ò bá ṣe lọ.
Ìgbà tá a ti rí pé apá ò ṣe é ṣán. Ìṣe pé tó apá ò bá ṣe é ṣán, a ti rí pé apá ò ṣe é ṣán.
Apá ò ṣe é ṣán, so káká lórí. Yes sir. Ẹ ṣeun lóòtú, bó ṣe rí nìyẹn so far.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Alhaji Alagbala, the spokesperson, foreign spokesperson for Professor Banji Akintoye. So we are coming back to Dr. Akinyemi Agbede.
Thank you so much. Prof, thank you, sir. So let me please rephrase that my question again by mentioning the three names again. I know where I'm going, please, Prof. Now, their names is Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Wole Soyinka, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Prof, these three people, which tribe or tribes in Nigeria are they from? Thank you, Prof.
I'm sure you can answer that. They are all Yoruba, yes.
Okay, thanks so much. Now, then my next question is, why is it that last year, to be precise, General Olusegun Obasanjo retired, once mentioned that he preferred that he used the phrase my Nigerianness is far more better than the Yorubaness. Can you, that statement, what do you think, Prof? What that statement is?
Well, I don't think a whole nation can be asked to explain why any one person among them will feel like that. I am a citizen of the Yoruba nation too, and my being Yoruba is superior a billion times to me than being a Nigerian. Okay, so if one person is saying that being Nigerian is more valuable to him, that's a sign that the Yorubas don't want their country. That's not so. That's a perverse kind of reasoning. Obasanjo doesn't want a Yoruba nation. He has his own reasons, and I'm not going to be telling you here. He has his own reasons, and they are personal opinions.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Now, Prof. Last year also, Professor Wole Soyinka, and I know you know him very well, he even traveled to Cotonou to meet with you and Sunday Igboho. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prof. Now, so my amazement, or to you also, you know what I'm talking about. When this I want to talk about is classified. When they said that okay, he should come and what's called signed or do something. Why did he refuse? He refused to follow Yoruba nation. Why? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I can't remember that. And you repeat it.
Okay, I don't want to get into that. That is, okay. Once upon a time, Professor Wole Soyinka traveled and met with the youth and
yes. Yeah, yes.
Correct. Okay. Now, when the nations, or let me just, I don't want to get to, you know what I'm talking about. When they say, okay, when the nations of the world mention his name, and said that, okay, he should now sign something, or should sign something through you. Why did you refuse?
Listen.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
In the behavior of particular persons. Let me tell you, among the people who are university professors like myself and are Yoruba, there is great amazement that one of them is doing what I'm doing now. It's not
why I mentioned his name.
It is not that they don't love the Yoruba nation, but they can't imagine themselves dragging themselves down to the floor in order to come and save the Yoruba nation. They won't do it. So there are people like that. It is not my duty to explain their behavior or their thinking.
Thank you. Because why I mentioned his name in particular is that in the face of the popularity of the Yoruba people, he was saying that he loved them. He would travel to make it too. But alas, when it comes to that thing I'm talking about, he refused. He refused. No, I'm talking about.
His refusal is a personal choice, and it has nothing to do with the overwhelming majority of Yoruba people. I would say 90% of Yoruba people are tired of Nigeria today. Whatever anybody who is an elite may say to himself and his wife in their home, the truth is that the people we see in the streets, in the marketplaces, they are all tired of Nigeria.
Thank you, Baba. So it's gonna be turned to dialogues now, and I think if you will permit me, Dr. Akinyemi Agbede, and I have a question for you yourself, if it is okay, if you want to, if it is okay by user. Okay, my question for you, before I ask a question from you, I will first ask Prof. Baba, I read in your book, and I read in other historian stuff as well, like the Yoruba ethnics already have a government in place. There is a rules and regulation and everything. Even in Benin, there is an empire in Benin. So, sir, with the comments that I saw from your children all over the world they were putting in right now is that is it truly that Yoruba is being in existence, have their own system of ruling, as have the system of what they are doing things before the colonialism comes up?
Of course, we had one of the most orderly systems of government in the world before the Europeans came.
Thank you, sir.
When we created the first towns in the 9th century AD, we began to establish a situation in which every town was governed by a king called an Oba. The kingdom was not necessarily just one town. There would be smaller towns and villages around it, all of them owing allegiance to that king. Some kings were large, some were small, but every kingdom had an Oba. And the Oba ruled through different grades of chiefs in the society. That's our system is so democratic that, unlike monarchical governments worldwide, where when the king dies, his son, or usually his first child, comes in immediately to rule, and the people have no choice in the matter. Among us Yoruba, we rejected that. We created a situation in which we ourselves selected one of the members of the royal family to be our king. That's we are the only example in the world of that happening. And I could go on. The level of sophistication of our government was such that for a long, long time, for more than 5 centuries, Yoruba land was peaceful and prosperous. And one of our kingdoms even went out and created an empire by conquering non-Yoruba peoples. Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
who we are.
Thank you, sir.
We don't belong to the pedestrian situation in Nigeria where nothing is of order. There is no order. There is no respect. Yoruba people respect the right of the individual so much that even if the king called a meeting in the palace, the smallest boy there had a right to speak, to express his opinion. And nobody could stop him. The Oba himself would not ask anybody to stop him, no matter what he was saying. And we are the only people in the world who have this the saying, both young and old have some wisdom to contribute. That's our rule of life from the beginning of our existence as a people.
Thank you, sir. That's awesome.
We have our own system of government, of course.
Thank you so much, sir. That's awesome. And my question now goes to Dr. Akintoye Agbede, sir. You said you are from Nigeria. What state? What part?
Okay. Thanks so much, Baba Rukori. Thanks so much. I'm from Ekiti State in Nigeria.
Okay, good. If I may ask you, when last do you visit that part of Nigeria?
Oh, let me see. To be precise, that was before my parents died. That was 2015.
That was when I left. That's kind of 10 years ago, if I'm right. So 10 years ago, sir.
I'm trying to answer your question because you said that part of was I'm visiting Lagos, Ibadan, but that part of
okay, I'm with you, sir. I visited Ekiti State a couple of weeks ago. There is a place called Ikogusi, and which should be the best where people should visit. A hot, warm water is running, and I swear a cold water from the same source. I've never seen that in all of my life. I don't know, I might be wrong. Maybe there is somewhere else. But if somebody like you, sir, what will be your response if you become a signature to United States of this the most powerful. Let me just say it like that, sir. Because for now, when I got to Ekiti, sir, I must be honest with you, people are wallow in poverty.
Horrible poverty.
Okay, to answer your question, because I want to be a senator in America, not in Nigeria. And why I want to be a senator in America is that if we and all over the world can recollect really well that 3 years ago here in America, May 25th of 2020, what happened? That was a knee on the neck of George Floyd. George Floyd was killed on the May 25th of 2020. That was here in America.
That's correct.
And they couldn't believe that up to now, Baba anti-black hate crime bill has not been signed. So that means that right now that I'm talking to you, all the black people here in America up to now, they are not a human being. They're not a mere property. So these are the things that prepare me that I must go to the Senate and then push that thing, push it, so that black people in America right now, they will from being a mere property into a human being. If a anti-black hate crime bill can be signed. So these are my major thing here. That's why I'm running majorly. Yeah, because that thing was very, very sad. Thank God you two live here in America.
Yeah.
If you can recollect that 2021, Chinese people here in America, they are being brutalized. They are being brutalized, but immediately.
That's correct.
Immediately, anti-Asian hate crime bill was signed, putting an end to the brutality of the Chinese people here. But right now, that I'm talking to you, anti-black hate crime bill has not been signed. So that means the black people living in America right now, as of this moment, they are not a human being. That's a property, which is supposed not to be.
Okay, doctor, if I may push it to you, like, now we know the reason and the objective that why you are going to the Senate, and we pray.
That's my major objective. So that I can push that thing and sign. Yes.
And I pray that the Lord will lead you. But I have a very yes, sir. I have sir.
If I may, I want a conclusion from doctor because what be a series of questions. So Katobosi, foreign politics and Ugunkonye, the doctor is a bit on love for Wakopo.
Okay, yes.
Benny, ìdí tí mo fi fẹ́ béèrè question yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọn nìyẹn, kán wá kúkú dáhùn ẹ̀ papọ̀. Ìdí nìyẹn, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà. Ṣé àwọn ẹ̀pẹ́ mi tí mo sọ pé mo lọ sẹ́kìtì pẹ̀lú ìbéèrè wọn yẹn, ó níbi tí mò ń bọ̀.
What be a series of questions, but we're yet to see what we go on.
Yes.
Thank you so much. If people in the politicians, if a politician in Nigeria can what how can I define it? That's because the way and manner they are not pushing, they are not always pushing that something true. Not okay. If as you have said that if I'm not in their position, look for instance when the killing of Timothy Adekoke. How many politicians in Nigeria should have to for that? No, only myself and Buhari for that thing. And you see, many politicians in Nigeria, they don't want to do that. So if I
do what?
That is helping their people, helping their people so that they can progress and also stop stop the ritual killings in Nigeria. No, many politicians in Nigeria, they don't want to do that. That is in stopping the rampant of ritual killings in Nigeria. That was why I gave an example of Timothy Adegoke. That happened 2 years ago. How many politicians came out? None, zero. That was why you can see Adedoyin then. You can see that man Adedoyin openly in the court at Abuja. He was also referring to Bade, senior brother of deceased Timothy, that Bade, they're going to die because he, Adedoyin, has all these poor people behind him. So all these politicians, they don't want to come out and stop all these social killings. They don't want. So what I will do, if I become the senator in Nigeria, is to stop all these ritual killings. That is not good.
Thank you, sir. So now let's come to what Baba Alagbala said, sir. So that you should
add something.
Okay.
Let me add something before you go on.
Okay, sir.
These things that we are talking here tonight need picking thoughts into the fabric of Yoruba society. Ọbásanjọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ni ó ní Nàìjíríà lẹ Wọlé Ṣóyínká lòun ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fún Yorùbá nation. Abíọ́lá òun ló pé Abíọ́lá ló pé Babangida ṣé ó rí oyè. And Babangida is the beginning of the actual total destruction of Nigeria. There is no society, there is no nation on earth till all sorts of crooked people here. Till all sorts of unpatriotic people here. The world must not judge the Yoruba nation because of those people. They are not the true measure of the Yoruba spirit. Okay, true measure of the Yoruba spirit are the millions of young Yoruba people who are milling around, trying to save their country from the Fulani, trying to follow Fulani into the bush and fighting them there. Yeah, I don't get Yoruba. How much you want and yet they are ready to give the only thing they have, but that is their life.
Okay, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Prof, let me ask you.
Ignore those people, and you are talking about Obasanjo. It's not fair to the Yoruba nation. The trend of your questions is unfair to the Yoruba nation. I like the international community to hear me clean and clear. We are a human people. We are human. There are good ones and bad ones and indifferent ones among us. But the ones who love their nation, who are ready to fight for their nation, who are ready to give their life, they are the overwhelming majority of the Yoruba people.
Okay,
bro. And so on and so on. Nigeria don't find. That does not pass any judgment on the Yoruba nation.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Now, Prof, what is the contradiction here? You said you want Yoruba nation. Is that correct, Prof?
Of course I do.
Thank you.
It is the only reasonable, honest, and logical thing to do, given the circumstances in which we have been living since 1962.
Thank you.
The British maneuvered everything and gave the power in Nigeria to the Fulani. And the Fulani turned around a few months later and crushed the Western region, the leading region in the country. Okay, and we have got the ranks of the poor and wretched since then. And people don't see that. They see only Obasanjo support Yoruba. Abiola support Babangida. And yeah, why not?
Okay.
Where that amounts to? Okay. There are people of Obasanjo's caliber who are in the military also, who are now passionately in support of the Yoruba nation. You don't know them, so you can't mention their name. I know them.
Okay, but Prof,
we have to be very careful. We have to be careful how we use the information concerning Nigeria. Don't use one or two people to pillory the Yoruba nation.
Okay, Prof. So, but coincidentally, the person or the man in power right now in Nigeria is a Yoruba man. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the number 4 person you will mention. That's all the 4 you know.
No, I said, is that correct, please?
Abiola, and Tinubu. Do you know any other Nigerian, any other Yoruba man?
Okay. Daddy, permit me to ask Doctor a question. Doctor, may I ask you a question on that? The question is, what is the population of Nigeria, sir? Currently?
Right now, according to 2022 or 2020 census of Nigeria, it's about 210 million people. 210 million.
Okay, and by the statistic, by the record of the INEC, we have about 90 million or 93 million registered voters. The leading candidate, which is our man, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you know with how many votes did he take the mandate, sir?
Oh, you are trying to delay, because that is still.
I'm not derailing. I'm asking a factual question. Since you are pointing to the election, let me make my statement, Doctor. My statement is this: 200 million people. The leading candidate won with less than 9 million votes, followed by Obi, 6 million votes, followed by Atiku, 6 million votes, and Kwakwaso, 1.5. The whole vote is less than 30 million out of 200 million. Shouldn't that tell you that people are tired of that system, sir? So it's not a system.
Thank you so much. Let me, before I can answer that thing,
in Yoruba, and the number of Yoruba is the lowest ever in any election.
Prof, please let me answer Mr. Alagbala, please.
The number of votes cast in Yoruba land, this last election, the lowest we have ever cast.
Let me answer Mr. Alagbala, please. Yes, Mr. Alagbala, before I can answer that correctly, let us wait patiently for the outcome of the presidential petition that is ongoing now. Let us wait so that after that outcome, people can answer that thing correctly. So, is that for you? Because right now,
that is fine, my honorable doctor. With due respect, that is fine, but my point still remain.
I said, let me talk. I am
the system, just like Baba said.
I said, people can answer that thing correctly. We have to wait patiently. We have to wait patiently for the presidential petition that's ongoing right now. Before one can answer that correctly, because when you mention INEC everything, thank God the presidential petition is ongoing right now. So you have to wait patiently before one can answer that. So that's what I'm saying. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this conversation. In fact, it's really going well. And I want to appreciate each and every one of us that send this program to someone. Now it is time, if Baba will permit me, Dr. Akiyemi Agbede. Baba is almost going to 90, right? We don't want to stress him too much. And at this point in time, we might release Baba any time from now. And this program, I know you still have a bunch of questions you want to ask Baba. And the purpose of this meeting is not yet phrased well to people out there, because some people are saying, okay, look at this guy now, the voice of one, I don't know, as God or something. He was saying something in the comment section like, is this man a Yoruba man, or is he just it's not a Yoruba or something? Because they don't really understand what you are trying to portray. Now, we don't want to stress our Baba. this program we might come again, because it's not going to be okay to just end like this. People will not even know the positive and the negative side of it. Now, because we want to take question from home, we want to take call, and in the studio, some people still want to ask their questions. And the person of secretary, Mr. Fatah Ogunribido, if you want quickly throw your questions, sir.
Yes, good evening to everyone. Dr. Agbede, my greetings to you, sir. We welcome you tonight, and we appreciate your passion and contribution tonight, especially your passion for Nigeria as a true Nigerian. One thing I want you to, it is not really that I really want to ask questions, but surprisingly, the approach you brought in tonight has sold you out to the entire world, where you are coming from, that you seem to actually belong to the group of people who are actually anti-Yoruba nation. That is, whether you accept or don't accept, that is the truth. Now, I want to explain something to you. The Nigeria you are seeing is not a true nation. It's a fallacy. It's a scam. And the whole world knows this, for the benefit that the Europeans are raking from it, inclusive of America and other Western nations, are the reason why they are trying as much as possible to make sure that silver, bronze, and gold are being matched together, which eventually or inevitably are going to separate at one time or the other. Yoruba nation is bigger than your thoughts, simply because people who are putting us together to ensure that Yoruba nation comes to be, they have seen beyond your own perception of what the Yoruba nation is going to be in the future. Let me remind you that today in Brazil, we have over 80 million Yorubas in Brazil. Likewise, in Cuba, over 40% of the population of Cuba are Yorubas. Likewise, in Venezuela, in so many parts of the world. And you mentioned earlier on about George Floyd. The signal of George Floyd in 2020 was a signal that Yorubas needs to dislodge from Nigeria, because the Yoruba nation, the Yoruba have a mission sent by God to go and salvage the entire black race from the current enslavement by all the big world and current caging by the bigger world. People who are envisioning the Yoruba nation have seen beyond you. I visited Nigeria last in 2015. Before that 2015, when last did you go to Nigeria? So you don't seem to really understand the narratives on ground that Nigeria is a scam, and we have what is called divide and conquer system of government. They divide us, brought in certain elites, empower them with police, give them money to be, to be used against their own people. In essence, what we are seeing in Nigeria today is a class of two: the slave trader and the slaves. All these governors you are referring to, all the senators you are referring to today, even the presidency itself is a slave dealer. Those who are supporting them because they are wrecking Nigeria and looting Nigeria, these are slave masters. And the senators and all the governors you are mentioning are simply slave traders. That is the situation of ground in Nigeria. Whether you accept it or not accept it, Nigeria is a scam. We don't belong to Nigeria as Yoruba people. And that's the reason why a mission for us as Yorubas to go and salvage the entire black race is right in front of us. It's a divine call, and by God's grace, we are going to win that war of salvaging the entire black race through the Yoruba vision and Yoruba effort. And that is why today we are commending the effort of our father, Baba Akintoye, because he's a vanguard who is leading us boldly to a new era where black people are going to regain their pride and their dignity. Already, that dignity has been lost. Your people in Nigeria, because you are a Yoruba man, you can see the youth. We are the most educated in the entire world. Even in America, when they say Nigerians are the most educated in America as a community, you know they are referring to both Yorubas and Igbos, and Yorubas are in the majority of that. So that you are having this approach tonight is really disappointing, because we were expecting you, even during the time you were craving to be a senator, we were campaigning for you within Yoruba Nation, that please the doctor is going to be somebody is going to represent Harry, this and that, and people are fighting each other, transmitting your name to everywhere. Tonight, we are disappointed, sir. Thank you very much.
It's your opinion, right? And thank you so much for that, your opinion, and for express your mind. But let me rephrase that as well. Dr. Akinyemi Agbede has never, because this is not the first time that we interview him, and he has never go against Yoruba Nation. I've never heard that from him. Maybe it's a misinterpretation into your own mindset. No, I've never heard that. We spoke, not today, not this year. And he has never. And if he wants to rephrase that, if he wants to tell me right now that he wants to tell me that, no, I'm lying, that what he's doing is against the Yoruba Nation, let him say that by himself to all Yoruba descendants now, for us to hear from him directly. That is what I want to say. So, because I have a question for our Baba before we have him to go and rest.
It's not a question. It's not a question about the body.
Yeah.
All the body. I can say that that speaker didn't know me at all. That Professor Akintoye even answer that question for him. No, he didn't know what brought us here today.
Yeah.
If that Baba, what's his name?
Ogulubido, yeah.
Baba Fatai, if you know what even brought us here today, you won't say what you have said, just said now. At all, you won't say it.
But
you ask Baba, you don't say it at all.
I think you should shed light more into exactly what direction you're taking us. There's been a series of questions. It could be a leading question, and
no, I just want to debunk directly what Baba Fatai just said.
That's not everybody's view. I think you misunderstand.
It's my personal observation and view, sir.
Okay,
not everybody's view here.
That's exactly what you want
Mr. Lagbana.
Yes, sir.
Thank God that Mr. Fatai just said that is his own personal something. It's totally wrong.
Yes.
Because Baba, Professor Banji Akintoye, thank God, the man is here today. He can say that that is totally wrong. And it's true. I am for Yoruba nation. Baba knows that. Baba Professor Banji and the other what's true. And if Mr. Fatai knows what exactly what brought us here today,
but many of our viewers can still be left hanging, not knowing exactly where Dr. Agbede is driving at. And that's why I'm asking that question. You have rightly pointed out some of the problem within the Yoruba.
Okay, let me summarize what I'm saying.
All right, sir.
And before I say that, let me again say to Baba that no, that I, Dr. Akintoye, I am from Yoruba nation, 100%. And even I said, if Mr. Fatai even knows exactly what brought us here today, he will not say that at all. I can let you. And he can testify it. Baba, Professor Akintoye, can you please answer Professor Mr. Fatai right now before I can proceed? Please, Baba. Thank you.
Dr. Agbede, I'm very grateful that we had this program. And I know you.
Thank you, sir.
I know you.
Thank you, Baba.
Because you yourself have been coming out and doing and saying things that support the Yoruba nation.
Thank you, Baba.
So
that's why I said you should please debunk that. Baba, thank you. Debunking what Mr. Fatai will do.
But I, as father of all of you, I must say this. The tone, the tenor, the tendency, the direction of your questions gives out a wrong impression.
But they don't know where I'm going, Daddy, they don't know where I'm going. They don't know where I'm going. That's right.
About things that are not true. You've asserted that only we Yoruba people are killing our people to make money. It is not true. We are just a minority of the people doing so. Yeah, most of the killings for money and so on is done in the north. And the elite do it, not the Yoruba. A handful of you.
You should know what brought us here. You know what brought us here.
You said Buhari gave 3.5 million to a number of people in every state. Only the Yoruba governors didn't disburse this money to their people. That's not true either. It's not true. It is not true. There was no governor anywhere in Nigeria who disbursed the money.
Okay. That's
the culture of Nigeria. It is that culture, insensitive governance that we Yoruba are running away from now. No Yoruba man can do that among us in our own country. It's not possible. So we need our own country to be able to live the life that we have chosen from God, the life of respect for our people, the life of sensitivity to the needs of the people, the life of working to improve the quality of lives of the people. Listen, when our Obas and chiefs, gathered together, whenever, and they gather together every morning, the chiefs leave their houses early in the morning and go out to the palace to go and meet with the king. What is the one major thing that happened in those meetings?
Thank you, Baba. Okay, thank you, Prof.
Everything about improving the quality of the life of the people.
Thank you, Dad. Let me talk. Prof.
Tí àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn níwọ̀ ìlú yìí. Tí àwọn obìnrin wa tán bímọ tán máa bímọ ní wọ́ọ́rọ́wọ́ tán máa dèyè. Àwọn obìnrin tó ń tajà lọ́jà tán máa jèrè gbogbo ẹ̀ lọlé. Àwọn tó ń lọ sóko tí wọ́n ní farapa lóko. Kàkà wá máa bèèrè yẹn lọ́wọ́ náà.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀.
And we're making sacrifices actively. That's our kind of problem.
Thank you. Let me
talk. That is what the Pharaoh did in Ibadan, in the Western region.
Thank you.
And God can wait for the money
Thank you for
that kind of government.
Thank you for debunking what Mr. Fatai put into, because I'm 100% even more than 100%, even more than 100%. More than 100%. So
yeah.
And if you see, what's the story? More than that, more than the should support which you yourself know, correct that, correct Prof, no, that's to go actually last. Hello, Prof. Attacking our Larry, get it, so yes or no, Prof. Last year, Prof. See, and yet, see, I want Professor Wale didn't assume it. Then pop champagne. I must have the genesis of popping your champagne, sir. Who is the genesis of popping your champagne?
Doctor. The authorities of a particular great country asked through you to me that I should write a justification for the Yoruba nation. Why the Yoruba nation? Why is Nigeria no longer good enough for the Yoruba people? And I sat down and wrote one of the best things I've ever written in my life.
So that's
it. And the people to whom it was sent liked it tremendously. And we got the information that they were.
Thank you, Prof. You have answered the question.
Yeah.
Prof, I talk about who are classified. So, Prof, Mr. Fatai, I'm 100%, more than that.
Okay, thank you. That one has been cleared, Doctor. That one has been cleared. I want to say this to we are the moderator here, and we want to thank my secretary, Guribido for give out his opinion, which is very good. And that is what Baba is saying about Yoruba people. We love ourselves. We say it as it is. So I thank God for the life of our Baba. God bless you. More wisdoms at our age. Now, Baba and Doctor, there is something that is going on that I want us to look into now. Spokesperson for Baba in abroad, listen, sir. There is, sometimes we may say it's just a threat, it's just a fallacy, it's just this, it's just that. But we Yoruba, there is a way we digest things. We don't just come out and say, God give out that wisdom and ability to think. We are critical thinkers. Now, there is this first message that linked out, Baba, that says, some people gather themselves together that, okay, we want to go and train. And when we train these social people, they will go after social people, they will continue killing them in the name of Yoruba nation. So now, is Yoruba nation two or is one? So, sir, I want you to tell your children all over the world that, do you know anything about these people that is gather themselves together to go and train the killers to go after your children in Yoruba land, or to go after, even they said it, that if they can even go after the elite politicians to kill them in the name of Yoruba nation. Baba, what do you know about this, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. I thank you for asking this question, because it gives me an opportunity to speak to the Yoruba nation about this whole situation.
Yes, sir.
There is a story going around, but we are, as servants of the people, we must not discountenance any story. The story is that some people have gone to some place outside Nigeria, gathered some people, trained them, armed them, and are marching them to Yoruba land to come and fight the government of Tinubu and so on. We don't have enough time to examine. Well, we have our own method for finding out things. We have our own intelligence system, but we don't have time to wait because we don't know whether it is true or not true at this point. So what I have done this afternoon is that I have sent out an audio message to all Yoruba people that some people are reported to be planning this. Two things, a number of things I want to say about that. First, we don't know whether it is true or not true. Secondly, we who are really fighting for the Yoruba nation are not part of it. Just as we were not part of the season of radio stations 3 or 4 weeks ago that led a number of young people into serious crime. We were not part of it. We are not part of it. In 2019 to 2020, when we were starting this struggle, I sat down and wrote a 35-page manual for conducting this struggle. It says very categorically over and over again that we are going to achieve our purposes by peaceful and law-abiding means. That we will not go into violence, that we will encourage our people to go into violence, that even when we rally in the streets, it shall be peaceful. And we have kept to our word. Part of what I said in that document is that we are looking for a situation where we, Yoruba, will get out of Nigeria and we will not be enemy to any of the people we leave behind. So that our neighbors for the rest of time will be peaceful, friendly neighbors and never hostile neighbors. Those are the things that, and so anybody who is gathering something somewhere abroad and so on says is going to fight the government of Nigeria, is going to, whoever it is, he or she is doing for himself of herself alone. But there is something I want to add now. From the beginning, all this attempt to divide and destroy the self-determination movement, there were suspicions among us that that the people who are trying to do it were sent to go and do it, were paid to go and do it, to destroy the self-determination struggle. Now, I think we have the proof. If it is true that they have gathered some people like a little army and they're bringing them to Yoruba land in order to fight the Tinubu government and so on and so forth, then we now know that because the persons that we know cannot do that on their own. The woman we know doesn't have the capability to do that. She's a semi-illiterate after all. She doesn't know the world. All the noise she's making is a lie. She doesn't know enough to go and create a mercenary army. But if the people who sent her to come and destroy our struggle are unhappy that she has failed, because she has failed now, they may want to come and do it themselves. They may want to come and try and do it themselves. They may come gather a mercenary force to come and do it. But that does not exculpate her. It doesn't mean she's not part of the plan. She's part of the plan. She agreed in the first place to come and disrupt the Yoruba self-determination struggle. She has been doing everything imaginable to disrupt and destroy it. Now, if it is true that these people, some people are bringing an army, a mercenary army, to come and attack Yoruba land and attack the federal government of Nigeria on Yoruba soil, then we know at last that there is some powerful people behind this young woman, that they are the people who have been financing her, and that since she has now failed, they want to come forward and do it themselves. That's the situation. So I'm warning all Yoruba people at home and abroad. This is the time for us to close ranks. All these Ambura Wakakiri and organization can do that. It doesn't work now. The Yoruba people must throw away this disease of disunity that we have brought out of Nigeria and begin to unite now very, very seriously in order to defend our land and take our freedom from Nigeria. We can do it, but we will do it in a law-abiding and peaceful manner. And we are not going to leave any hostile neighbors behind. All the people we have lived with in Nigeria for 100 years are going to end up being friendly, peaceful, friendly neighbors of the Yoruba nation that is coming. That is it.
Thank you, sir.
I don't say to the person or persons who are planning to bring a mercenary army to Yoruba land, bring it on. We are going to meet you. We won't even wait for the federal government to send any army to come and throw you out. We ourselves will throw you out. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is brilliant response. And but this will not go without interpret into the Yoruba language that where I belong to. Alhaji Alagbala, can you please rephrase that in mother's tongue, sir? Thank you.
Bàbá Àròkọ̀rí, mo rò pé ohun tí bàbá sọ kọ́lọ́run kí ó lọ́ra ẹ̀mí wọn fún wa. Òun ní nípa wuyewuye tí à ń gbọ́ pé àwọn kan wọ́n ti lọ gba àwọn ajagunta láti wá fi ipá gba ìjọba láti gbé àwọn tí àwọn ti yàn sí orí ìjọba pé wọ́n ti gba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gẹ́gẹ́ bí gbogbo wa ṣe ń gbọ́. Àkọ́kọ́ ni pé a gbọ́ ni o, a ò gbà, a ò dẹ̀ mọ̀. Bàbá ní ṣé òdodo ni ṣé irọ́ ni, ó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ó ní ọ̀nà tí àwa náà fi ń lo ìfúnmúfúnlẹ̀ àwọn tí a ń pè ní ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ tiwa ṣùgbọ́n àsìkò tí gbogbo ẹ̀ jáde yìí a ò tí ì rí nǹkan pàtó kankan mú. Àwọn kan ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àwọn kan ní kí àwọn ṣe ìwádìí síwájú. Ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Bàbá ní ó dàbí pé àsìkò ti tó tí àwa tá a wà lórí ìjàngbara Yorùbá kí a sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí pé oko kì í jẹ́ ti bàbá tọmọ kó mọ̀ làálàá, àti pé torí tọmọ bá lè dáràn gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tó ṣe bí òwe mo la ṣe ń sọ ọmọ lórúkọ. Àkọ́kọ́ ni pé ìdájú wà àti àkọsílẹ̀ ni pé àwa tá à ń tẹ̀lé bàbá Akintoye láti bí ọdún 4 sẹ́yìn ni wọ́n ti kọ ní mo fẹ́ pé manifesto ìwé àtẹ̀jáde pélébé kan tó jẹ́ bí oní 35 page lórí pé ìwé ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹ ṣe oní àwẹ̀ ẹ̀sọ 35 márùnlélọ́gbọ̀n tí ó fi hàn wá pé ìlànà ó gan ni bàbá wa fẹ́ ká tẹ̀lé láti dé ibi tí a ń lọ yìí. Ìlànà tí a dẹ̀ là kalẹ̀ ní ìlànà méjì. Àkọ́kọ́, ìlànà tó bá òfin mu, yálà òfin àgbáyé ni o àbí òfin ìlú tá a tiẹ̀ ṣì wà níbẹ̀ nísìn. Ìní ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì òun ni ìlànà alálàáfíà tá a pè ní peaceful means. So anything tó bá ti lòdì sí méjèèjì ẹ̀rí pé àgbégbèsẹ̀ wọ́n á wá béèrè pé ẹnu lẹ fi sọ ẹ fún wa lẹ́rìí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀rí ti wà nǹkan tá a ti ń ṣe láti bí ọdún 4 àtìgbà tá à ń ṣe rálì o àtìgbà tá à ń káàkiri o àtìgbà tá à ń lọ bá United Nations a ò rígbà kan tí a pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nation wọ́n ṣe rálì wọn wọ́n pààyàn àfi táwọn ará àwọn ìjọba àbí agbèfọ́ba Nàìjíríà bá tún kọjú ìjà láìtọ́ sí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nation tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ní táwọn bàbá wa máa sọ náà ni pé ẹ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí èyí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ta wọ́n pa ọmọ Yorùbá nation ni wọn ò yìnbọn kan báyìí fọlọ́pàá rí wọn ò sún police station kan báyìí rí láti gbà tá a ti ń ṣe nítorí pé ọmọọba kì í jagun bí ẹrú. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa afẹ́kẹ́ mọ̀ pé ọ̀tọ̀ lógún o ọ̀tọ̀ dẹ̀ ni à ń dà lóru. Ogun ò dàbí iyán kò dàbí ọkà. Ẹni tó bá ń fẹnu pé ogun tó kún bá dé èèyàn máa ń jà ni ṣùgbọ́n ká tó jà ọmọ Yorùbá àmọ́ tá à ń torí ẹ̀jà ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò tí ì dogun kò tí ì dọ̀tẹ̀ àti pàápàá ṣé bí ìjọba kan ló wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n yàn wọ́n síbẹ̀ ni ìlànà ìlànà bàbá wa ń ṣe a dẹ̀ ń bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ káàkiri ayé ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣe ní láàánú pé a rí nínú àwọn wa tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn náà ń jà fún òmìnira ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ wọn láti rí ọdún kan ó ti tako ìlànà àwọn bàbá wa tó pilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kínní yìí o. Bàbá wa sọ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí tó tọ́ ni ọ̀rọ̀ méjì la fẹ́ sọ nípa ẹ̀. Àkọ́kọ́ ni pé a ò mọ̀ bóyá òdodo ni àbírọ́ ni ṣùgbọ́n ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tó bá wá jẹ́ pé òdodo ni ó wá fi ojú hàn gbangba báyìí pé ọ̀rọ̀ ayé sọ́kan tí àwọn kan nú wa tán ti ń rorí pé àbí wọ́n rán àwọn ẹni yìí wá ni láti wá ba nǹkan tá à ń ṣe jẹ́. Ó dàbí ẹni pé tí wọ́n bá ń gbèrú ìgbésẹ̀ yìí lẹ́yìn tí rédíò tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìbàdàn a jẹ́ pé tòótọ́ lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Kí ni díẹ̀ ká lè ṣàlàyé díẹ̀ òun ni pé irú ìgbésẹ̀ yìí òun ni àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò gbé tó di pé wọ́n yìnbọn sọ́lọ́pàá wọ́n fi proscribe IPOB pé terrorist organization ni wọ́n. Àbí èròǹgbà àwọn ẹni yìí ni nítorí pé ẹ tiẹ̀ jẹ́ ká wò ó tí ìbá ṣe pé ọpọlọ èèyàn ò kú Nàìjíríà how many military personnel ló wà Nàìjíríà àwọn ajagun tá yín tẹ́fẹ́ lọ kó wá mélòó ni wọ́n tó fẹ́ pé 5,000 ni wọ́n bá fẹ́ pé 5,000 wọ́n lè gba Ìdúmọ̀tà láàrin wákàtí méjì kí Nàìjíríà tó tò wọ́n pẹ̀lú 30,000 military. Nàìjíríà ṣe kò kékeré àpò tó wà ń bẹ̀ òun náà ló jẹ́ káwa ní ká dá dúró tí Nàìjíríà bá ṣe tó ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe Boko Haram gbọ́dọ̀ má dààmú wọn ṣùgbọ́n àwọn oníṣẹ́ tó ṣe ìyẹn làá Yorùbá ṣe ní àwọn náà náà polè wájà kan polóko wá mu tí Nàìjíríà bá dúró déédéé wọn ìṣèlú kékeré láfíríkà o ìlú tó máa kojú Nàìjíríà ká tó ní èèyàn lọ gba èèyàn 200 kan kó wá dàlú Nàìjíríà lè fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn aráàlú nìkan ló lè dìde ìpè àṣemọ́ tí ìjọba ọ̀dẹ̀ láàyè àti kọjú ìbọn sí wọn àfikún sọ pé kọ́ lọ dá lọ ìlànà yìí làwọn bàbá wa ń pọ̀ tàbá sọ pé àwọn tó sọ pé ẹ má ṣe rálì jẹ́ ká wá lọ kó bọ̀ ni rálì ìjọba ò gbọ́dọ̀ dojú ìbọn kọ àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe peaceful rally wọ́n ṣe ní Lẹ́kì wọ́n paná ni ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá pọ̀ ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ another time ní ṣókí ìkéde wa wáyé látẹnu bàbá pé àwa tá à ń ṣe lè yà àmọ́ nǹkan kan nípa ẹ̀rù àti pé pẹ̀lú pàápàá wọ́n fòkó mi dáná ìjọ kan ló mọ̀ pàálẹ̀ kìíní pàálẹ̀ kejì àwa Yorùbá nation lè fẹ́ sọ lórúkọ tí àwọn èèyàn kan bá wá tí wọ́n da ilẹ̀ Yorùbá rú àbí tí wọ́n da àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn tá à ń jà fún lára àwa gangan pàápàá wà ní dúró ìjọba mọ́lọ́tẹ̀ fúnra ara wa gan òun la máa tì wọ́n síta pé ẹ má bàlú wa jẹ́ ó yẹ kó ti yé yín jù mú iṣọ́ lọ àbọ̀rọ̀ òun la sọ fọmọlúàbí tó bá dénú ẹ̀ àgbèdìdì ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o.
Ẹ ṣé, God bless you, sir. Wow, that's why I love this my Alhaji. I will send one ram to you next year for next layer. I go send them. No, that one will be promised. Oh, I just the talker. Now, Dr. Akinyemi Agbede, I want to hear your point of view on this, but it goes this way as a question. Do you support the Yoruba nation ethnicity to go violence or to take it peacefully? Which, because some people say no, power is not given. You can just you need to come up with ammunition and everything, scatter everything, shuata. Then you'll be able to quickly take your nation. That is how it should be. So what do you think, sir?
That's a question. Now, Yoruba nation, they have peacefully, and it's looking at the now underground peacefully. That's the normal way of taking it peacefully, and when they give assurance, people will see me. I'm back here 100% peacefully. So we really because peacefully. That's the only way. That's the only way. And I'm giving you 100% assurance.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. Dr. Sabi, I will throw it back to you because Dr. Akinyemi Agbede and Baba needs to leave right now. So when next, if we Dr. Akinyemi Agbede, there is a question I'm supposed to ask you, but I don't know. It's Akinyemi Agbede, Mr. Akinyemi Agbede. Dr. Akinyemi. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Bàbá wa Dr. Akinyemi Agbede, ó ní ìbéèrè tó yẹ kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín, but nítorí àkókò wa ẹ̀yin náà fẹ́ lọ sí meeting. Torí mo fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín pé ọ̀rọ̀ senator tìlú Amẹ́ríkà kì í ṣe owó kékeré náà máa ń ná. A jẹ́ pé mílíọ̀nìyà nìyí, àwa gan mọ̀ wá kanlẹ̀kùn yín ká gbowó lọ́wọ́ yín nìyẹn o. Àbí torí Obama nígbà tó Obama sà, nígbà tó fẹ́ ṣe kínní títí kan àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bíi sílè kan, sílè méjì, sílè mẹ́ta gbogbo ẹ̀ náà dájọ́ ńgbà náà lọ́hùn. Ọgbọ́n wo lẹ́yìn dá sí tiyín ké sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kan bá yín ṣèpolongo.
Even thank God pé bàbá wa kí lọ sí Prof. Akintoye kò sí ìbí kan sọ pé Yorùbá people ẹjọ́ at least I need èèyàn ní Senate ẹjọ́ anything tí Ọlọ́run bá fi sí lọ́kàn láti fi help me I will much appreciated ṣẹgbọ́n nípa sọ pé ẹjọ́ anything tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ owó la fi sọ. Bàbá Prof ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wa ọmọ yín bẹ̀rẹ̀ débẹ̀
àgbọ̀ àṣepàdé lórí ẹ̀.
All right, sir. That is powerful. Ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí bàbá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tó ń sọ. Àwọn gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá ní gbogbo àgbáńlá ayé. Ẹnìkan sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ó lóun rò pé ó ní ó láì ọkùnrin láti jẹ́ kó má lọ jẹ́ pé àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé kinní kan kí má dárúkọ ẹ̀. Ó lóun ò gbà pé ọkùnrin ẹ̀ṣẹ́ àti gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn báyìí pé ọmọ Èkìtì ni wọ́n. Ó dẹ̀ ní ìdí tí mo fi béèrè pé omi ìkọgùsì tó ń sun gbígbóná tó ń sun tútù ṣe é ti mú ń bẹ̀rí. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti mú ń bẹ̀rí, ṣé bó ṣe wà yẹn ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lè yẹ kó wà ní. Ẹ jẹ́ kọ́wọ́ ọmọdé ò tẹ̀kù ìdáná kó tó béèrè kú tó pa bàbá ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ẹ jẹ́ kan débẹ̀, okùn wọn wà lọ́wọ́ wa, a máa bá a ṣe ń fà á. Àbí Dr. Sabi, ẹ bá mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá, kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ara lé, kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ kí àwọn èèyàn yín tó bá di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó bá tún di ìgbà míì tá a bá fẹ́ pe Dr. Akinyemi Agbede ṣé kìí ṣe pé ẹ sọ pé ẹ wà nílé ìdárọ́ngbà náà tẹ́ ẹ̀ nílé padà wá ẹ bá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa tọ́lọ́run dá wọn sí fún wa títí dòní o ẹ ṣé dókítà.
ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí gbogbo lé ẹ kú atótónu láti àárọ̀ kò ní súwà kò ní rẹ̀ wá ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run bàbá wa Dr. Agbede ẹ ṣé gan ni ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó wọnú ara wọn ni mo mọ̀ pé kò ní tán síbẹ̀ báyìí ó níbi tí Dr. Agbede lọ bó a ti gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn báyìí wípé 100% làwọn wà bóyá 120 gan la máa fún wọn wípé àwọn ṣe ti Yorùbá nation ni wọ́n sọ ti ara tara wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ ti ọkàn tọkàn a dẹ̀ ti ń gbọ́ nínú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó máa ń bá wa sọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ náà bọ̀ interview ti èmi ó ní ó wọnú ara wọn bákan àwọn kàn fẹ́ wà neutral torí ibi tán ti fẹ́ lo interview something yẹn kó máa dàbí wípé àwọn ló ń ṣe tibí tán ṣe tọ̀hún torí ẹ̀ lọ́n ṣe gbé wa sórí ìrìn jẹ́ kí n lo Yorùbá wọ́n ta kété wọ́n ra ṣe fẹ́ nípa àwọn ta kété kán fà wá sórí ìrìn kán fọwọ́ bọ̀ wá lẹ́nu kán fọwọ́ bọ̀ wá nínú tó ti yé yín sìn bọ̀ ó yé wa bọ̀ tẹ́ ọ̀hún ṣé torí pé bóyá àwọn support wa ni tàbí wọ́n ṣe torí nǹkan míì náà ó yé wa
ẹ má bẹ̀ tán.
kí lẹ rí sà.
ẹ má bẹ̀ tán.
ṣé ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
wọ́n ní ibi tẹ́ ẹ sọ́dẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n ló ti tó kó má pọ̀ jù.
ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà nílé tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa a kí yín lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ bá wa táìpẹ̀ síbẹ̀ náà wípé Yorùbá nation ló kó ìgbà kẹ́ bá wa kí bàbá wa Akintoye Prof Akintoye a kí yín bàbá wa ẹ pẹ́ fún wa ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé gan ni fún àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ tún mú ẹnu bà ní ọwọ́ tí ètò fẹ́ kásẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ yìí so that àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n ti fẹ́ gbọ́ látẹnu yín báyìí kán rí wípé ẹ̀yin náà lẹ tún ṣàlàyé wípé àwọn home media ọ̀ bóyá wa tí a wà ní diaspora pé a lọ́wọ́ a mẹsẹ̀ nínú gbogbo nǹkan tí pèrèpèrè tí à ń gbọ́ yìí bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ lọ kó ajagun ta ọ̀ ajagun gbalẹ̀ ọ̀ whatever wọ́n fẹ́ lọ kó wá pé àmọ́ nǹkan kan nínú ẹ̀ oníkàlùkù ó dà pé oníkàlùkù wá ń ṣe tiẹ̀ báyìí sódà tó bá délẹ̀ á lè mọ̀ wípé àwọn bí wọ́n ṣe kò ṣe àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́n ṣe mọ̀ wá wípé gẹ́gẹ́ bá wọ́n ṣe fún wa lórúkọ àwọn bàbá Kútọnu àwọn ẹ̀pá àwọn bàbá Kútọnu kọ́ ló wà nídìí irú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kọ́ náà kó ṣe dáadáa fún wa àwọn bàbá Kútọnu náà kọ́ náà jẹ́ kán pẹ́ fún wa àwọn bàbá Kútọnu táwa náà ń tẹ̀lé táwa ní abẹ́ umbrella wọn Ọlọ́run ò ní tì wọ́n lójú Ọlọ́run ò dẹ̀ ní gbà wọ́n lọ́wọ́ wa ní kíákíá báyìí abẹ Ọlọ́run kọlọn jẹ kẹmíọ la yín kó túbọ̀ gbé fún wa bàbá máa yọ̀ǹda yín ẹ̀yin ẹdí lọ sùn báyìí láti ẹtì gbà gbogbo yín púpọ̀ ní alẹ́ ìgbẹ́ náà la kí bàbá wa Dr. Agbede náà God bless you sir. nígbà yìí la máa mú ètò sí lọ́jọ́ la máa mítò wálẹ̀ sí lọ́jọ́ tí oníyanṣe ọlọ́kàṣe ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ dúró jẹ́ gan akíyẹ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa láìkì ètò yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká rí láìkì bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ bá wa láìkì kéde bá wa share so that àwọn tó kù tí ní àǹfààní láti darapọ̀ àwọn náà lè gbọ́ nǹkan tí a sọ ní ọjọ́ títí èyí èyí tí ẹ bá yẹ subscribe sórí page wa náà ẹ bá wa subscribe sórí YouTube page wa ṣe àwọn ọmọ orí owó screen ẹ bá wa ka national anthem ẹ bá ní tòwálẹ ẹ ṣe gan.
Tí wọn ò bá síbẹ̀ torí ẹ láti pè wọ́n nìyẹn àbí kí wọ́n stop live streaming. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ lè fẹ́ pè wọlé láti ìta ẹ má bínú a ti sọ pé ètò yìí ò lè dúró níbí náà lẹ́tẹ̀mọ̀ a máa ń láti ti gbé wá torí a ò lè parí gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́lẹ́ǹkan náà bí ó ti rí nìyẹn. Ojú òní ti gbogbo wa nítorí pé ojú kì í ti ná alẹ́. A ti ń lọ lé nìyẹn a ò ní lọ ìlọkọ̀ọ̀kọ̀ tó lọ tí ò padà wá àwa là máa wá ẹ̀yin là máa bá ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá wá rẹ́nikẹ́ni tó sọ pé kí ẹ wá kó mọ̀ wá òòjọ́ tẹ́yin tútù bá forí sàpáta òòjọ́ náà lẹ́wọ́ ara rẹ̀ bàjẹ́ ó dàbọ̀.